Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and we are here with some more Genshin. Last time we left off, we revealed to everybody why the Akademiya is doing what it's doing, which is basically turning the Balladeer into a god. Everybody was shocked, and we are continuing from there back at the village chief's house. So without further ado, let's get into this episode.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The two new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
The atmosphere is so heavy.
It's hard to not feel weighed down by what we just learned. It was a lot. Despite everything Lesser Lord Kusanali has done for her people, the Akademiya has abandoned her in the sanctuary of Surasthana like a lost cause. Even those she's protected have never realized there's such a small and childlike god in the world.
Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
I'm processing! Damn!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case, let's all get some water and try to think about something else.
I need a drink.
Or I can go fetch some snacks.
What kind?
Oh, Paimon's so coming with you!
Do you have any plans, traveler?
To eat and to sleep.
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
I want to share everything I know with all of you.
So you were still withholding some information?
Don't act like you haven't done it. Be quiet. In between the conversations, Candace and Paimon bring over snacks and tea. Dia's expression is relaxed, as if her mood hasn't been affected by the heavy conversation at all. Seno has a firm and solemn expression on his face. It looks like he's made up his mind about something. The core of his beliefs is motivation to pursue. I can't. 𝐬𝐻𝐴tham has turned towards the ground. I can't do this. Never mind. Just never mind. Y'all can read. Y'all can pause it. I give up. I tried. I felt like I couldn't even process what I was reading.
Through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
That's everything we've experienced so far in Sumeru.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
Tell me about it.
It seems like there will be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense. We cannot allow it to continue.
So, everyone, are we on the same page?
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.
I feel like it won't. Woo! The quest has been completed. Oh my god, it's the next day. How did that happen? Candace, where are you at?
Candace, we're here! Has everyone arrived?
Everyone is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's join them!
Please, wait a moment.
What's wrong?
Before attending the meeting, I hope you can promise me one thing.
What?
What do you need?
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
Yeah, about that. See, we shouldn't be the ones to talk to about that. I feel like 𝐬𝐻𝐴tham, Sino, Dia, I feel like as much as I love her, they have been the most reckless ones. We haven't done anything but follow along.
What do you think?
Sure, I'll try not to.
Okay.
Y'all heard what I said. I said what I said. Akasha pulses, the Kalpa flame rises. Ooh, ominous spooky.
Everyone's here so early! But why isn't anybody talking?
You know damn well they don't like each other.
We already discussed things a bit.
Without me?
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you too.
Are you ready?
Thanks, Dia.
Very well.
After some discussion and debates, the group finally works out a
Are
detailed
you
plan
sure
together.
this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
I want to know.
It's worth a try.
That's not what I
The
said.
point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
You're making Paimon nervous.
He tends to have that effect on people.
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Catch you all later.
Where are you going?
Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going to say. I'll be careful.
That's what I wanted to hear. Take care. Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting must have been quite productive.
See, I need to get some of Candace energy now that I'm thinking about it.
You can tell?
All she gotta do is look. And y'all know better.
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And based on your reaction, things must have gone quite well.
Well, we'll make our move on the next 𝐬𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐵𝐻. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Paimon's a little worried. Hopefully nothing will go wrong.
To be honest, I feel the same. But you're already some of the most capable people I know. So you have my trust.
Candace gave us a compliment.
I know.
Your deeds
Don't mess
speak
it
for
up,
themselves.
please.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be sure to remember your words.
I'm very glad to hear that. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you arrived.
Oh, okay.
Your safety is the most important thing.
That's not what you said.
Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. So please, take care.
Thank you, Candace.
You're welcome. And thank you for taking my advice.
We had no choice.
Good luck with everything. I'll be here in the village praying for you.
What is about to happen? Like, I know some stuff gonna go down, but I'm a little worried now.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Okay.
I'll hate them.
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah.
Also, Candace told everyone to be careful.
It's starting to feel like this is like the end. The beginning of the end. Why is everyone saying that? It's making me uncomfortable.
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating.
What?
Our plan is not child's play.
Oh.
We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. We must go beyond that and fully commit ourselves to it.
Oh boy.
I hope this is clear to you.
This feels like when they're like, okay, this is the last mission. So are you sure? Like, make sure. Or it's like when you get that little prompt that's like, have you done all the side quests and everything that you wanted to? This will be the last time in the game in which you could save, or something like that, that says, this is the end of the game. You're screwed from this point on. So did you get what you want? Like, don't do this to me, please.
Shouldn't you be saying
I'm not
something more
ready.
cheerful to boost our morale right now?
Didn't we already do that during the
He
meeting?
is the worst person for a pep talk. Like,
You can
don't
never
talk to
have
him.
enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the seriousness of our situation.
Heard you. Got it.
We all have our jobs to do after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge of logistics while others will fight on the front lines.
True.
Speaking of the front lines, you don't look anything like a soldier.
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my strategic insight.
So freaking petty. You can fight 𝐬𝐻𝐸𝐴𝐻. Stop lying.
Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant danger every single day.
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation, and you are a scholar.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will exhibit far more potential than others.
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries in Port Ormos called you a lunatic.
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment. That reminds me. Do you remember the record we saw in the 𝐬𝐻 ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge.
Nope.
Wait. Seriously? Remember? We went into the desert not long ago to exchange hostages with the Eremites. Once we arrived, the ground collapsed due to an earthquake, and we fell into some ruins.
Oh!
Still nothing?
Yes, I remember that part.
Come on. It was a remnant of 𝐬𝐻's bygone civilization, and we found some messages left by a priest of the king.
Yes.
And learned
That,
about the existence
okay.
of forbidden knowledge.
All right!
Oh, it's
Damn, I remember.
Wow. Thanks for reminding us.
Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia for some time, was never once informed of this. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting qualities of forbidden knowledge. But the academia has always held a different view. They have always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect of human contact with divine knowledge as mere mortals. Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, and thus always approached the issue from the wrong direction. The Withering, Eleazar, and the sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution that occurred in the desert thousands of years ago?
But Paimon thought that
So
Erminsol's
basically,
disease is what caused the withering in the sandstorms.
like, history is kind of repeating itself with what they're doing.
At least, that's what Tainari told us. Wait a second. Could it be that?
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of 𝐸minsol's illness may precisely be the pollution from forbidden knowledge.
But if that's the case, what should we do? This is huge!
We must tell Nahida about this as soon as possible. Well, about that, did you forget she's kind of trapped at the moment? We need to go free her.
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
She said the key to saving 𝐸minsol is contained within the remaining consciousness. Sorry.
You mean it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the 𝐻𝐻𝐻 forest? That whole the world forget me thing?
Yeah, that. I mean, you could have left that part out, but yes, Paimon, that.
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Only by working with her to save 𝐸minsol can we completely resolve the problems Sumeru currently faces. To make sure we're still on track, I would like to check on the state of some of our preparatory work.
Where are we going?
To an Eremite base. They're here.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work to do.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
What is that helmet?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still under repair.
Aren't those devices for can knowledge extraction? What are you doing with those?
And who's putting them on? Not me.
Look here.
Huh? More can knowledge? Are you going to put more weird stuff into her head again?
Please don't.
What's that look on your face? Are you scared?
Yes, I don't trust you.
Paimon's a little scared, but very, very furious.
Uh-oh.
That's an interesting response. Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The Akademiya should also have their own copy. And according to the plan we just came up with, Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule.
No. You do it.
Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali?
What I lack in my faith, I'll make up with my actions.
Good. Conviction is the most important part of all of this.
Oh my god.
Now, please get ready and put on this device.
No!
You want us to record our conviction into the knowledge capsule?
You do it!
Yes.
Paimon is still really worried.
Get one of them to do it, or get Candace. Anybody else but me.
I
Please.
understand. But trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. It's best if you can do as I say. Because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first. Although it may feel like a trick, self-encouragement may be the most important tool we have.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this.
Oh.
We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, we have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes and praises our achievements.
Alright.
Now, open your eyes.
You still look the same. Annoying.
Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud.
Some stirring words have been written on the note. Although you don't quite understand the purpose of this recording,
It's done.
Whatever. Whatever, bro. What a fascinating experience. I wish I would have known what it was.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
I'm fine so far.
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effects.
Don't lie to me.
But what was the point of doing this? Paimon doesn't get it.
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is nothing short of absolute truth. Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born, and this device has always supported you during times of need. After all that time, what do you think you'd become?
I have no idea.
A fool? A machine?
A slave to orders.
I was just getting ready to say that. That's creepy. Don't do that.
And that's why rules are so important. In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries and identify gray areas.
But why would you need to identify the gray areas?
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very interesting. One might even say they're advantageous in the right hands.
Things you're interested in are really out there. Are all Sumeru scholars like this?
Probably.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing for the next step.
Small projects?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a few modifications.
Oh, he about to mess some stuff up.
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go back on your word?
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties. I've given it a lot of thought. And in the end, I still can't agree to it.
So what are you doing?
But it's still the best plan we have. As a former Matra, you of all people should be able to see the bigger picture and recognize the innate advantages of our plan.
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages. 𝐬𝐻𝐻's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Didn't Candace say no crazy stuff?
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me persuade Cyno? He's turned against our plan.
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But then, you went to 𝐎𝐻𝐻 for suggestions.
Here we go.
Had I known 𝐎𝐻𝐻 would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed to the plan.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here, don't you?
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship. but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently dire. I'm sorry, but as things stand, I can't accept your principles.
I mean, I kind of get it, you know, an eye for an eye makes the world blind sort of thing. You know, we're no better than the academia if we're just sacrificing people to get things to turn over in our end. But still, though, we're better. Continue.
Seems you really do understand the ways of the desert.
Traveler, Paimon, this is also something you should know.
Definitely.
Ramon's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them into Sumeru City.
Wait, how can we work with the guards?
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Reebok would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter Sumeru City. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big group. There is no better way.
That also sounds like something 𝐎𝐻𝐻𝐻 told you. Am I right?
Doesn't 𝐎𝐻𝐻𝐻 know how dangerous this plan is?
Of course he does. He told me, there is no perfect plan, but this can get the job done. He also said that with the help of Cyno and the Traveler, our chance of success would increase significantly. I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points. It's my own choice to trust you.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of discipline from the guards. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. Casualties are inevitable once push comes to shove. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless loss of our own.
Okay, no innocence. Got it.
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people like you are hard to come by.
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect. They have the right to know important things like this.
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help?
Camera stopped. My fault. I can help. I know what I'm doing. Yes,
I
no.
knew you would say that.
We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should help at least a little bit.
We should respect the determination of Ramon and his comrades.
Cyno, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We strongly value the lives of our friends, but the goal we are about to achieve is even more important. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory. So please, lend us your support. We will show you the determination of us desert dwellers.
Well, now that you've put it that way, I can no longer refuse.
Yes.
But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace made it very clear that we can only achieve our goals if we can ensure our safety.
And she might put you in a headlock.
Since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more animosity between the followers of the 𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐻 and those of King Deshret. Everyone's life is equally important.
Okay, you have a deal. Let's do this for our shared dream.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards!
I like the music.
General Mahamatra, to what do we owe the honor?
I'm gonna have to kick you in your chin real quick. I'm sorry.
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Akademiya's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the cooperation of Caravan Reebok.
Of course, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Akademiya's order. Just let us know what you need. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting? Depending on the scale of this operation, we may need to report it to our superiors.
Nope, you don't need to do all that.
They're a squad of 𝐸𝐻𝐼tes whose number is comparable to Ain el Akmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and resale of supplies from the Akademiya.
As many as Ain al Akmar? This should definitely be classified as a joint operation.
Then I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible, and treat it as a top priority desert operation. I will need personnel.
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
You look so commanding when you're working. What are we doing right now? Focus!
Because this is work.
You're much more friendly to us. He doesn't hate us.
Because I trust
exactly.
you.
I was about to say, don't piss him off.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing has Paimon scared
Same.
stiff.
I'm like, what is about to happen?
Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the Akademiya and are no longer their General Mahamatra? Even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might, right?
True. But also keep your voice down.
We discussed this, remember?
The caravan rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry, the guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matras still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Akademiya has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Akademiya's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound to attract a lot of unwanted attention.
And it's because since he has like so much, he sticks so closely to his morals and principles, it'd be like, oh, he stepped down? What are y'all doing? Because the only reason why he would leave is if you guys were up to something sneaky, aka being the ultimate scammer. Lock him up.
No matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news of Sino's departure.
A reasonable inference. I agree.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on high alert. Actually, considering the power of the Akasha, it's quite strange that it hasn't already tried to interfere with my actions.
That is weird. Oh God.
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, I don't think you'll need to worry.
I'm worried.
If you remember, when you first came to Aaru village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who kidnapped the village keepers. But things like that never happened again after we met up with the Traveler.
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your actions?
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well can the Akasha make predictions about a person?
Okay.
Haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this in the first place?
Because the Akasha controls the entirety of Sumeru.
The Akademiya firmly believes that all human actions can be explained through logic.
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict the actions of those who fit an existing logic model. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, can everyone truly be considered logical at all times?
You trying to call me crazy?
Emotions are part of our behavioral logic. But can you guarantee that every experience of the same joy or pain would be equally intense? How can our feelings and opinions be predictable down to the letter in every single instance? Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or your thoughts, the Akasha could produce predictions that were similar to your real-life behavioral principles. Decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. and I believe the Akasha hasn't yet figured out the full composition of it. Our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. Any one of us could potentially disagree with another.
Ah, okay.
The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions in the past. After all, there's probably a limit to just how much we can be modeled or controlled by data. So, in my opinion, you're probably safe for now.
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive, and I don't think we can be completely controlled by something without a mind of its own.
Is that so? I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate, and people will not be forever trapped by the past.
Paimon's so glad that this is settled.
First of all, Paimon, back up. That kind of gave me a jump scare. I'm not gonna lie. I just didn't jump, but it did shock me. Two, I'm so intrigued. Like, okay, let's hurry up. I want to see what
Next
happens.
time, pay attention during our meetings.
She was too busy eating. I know she was.
Will do.
I'm confident that we can do this.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
I'm trying.
Footsteps.
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Great Red Sand District. My name is 𝐬𝐿𝐿𝐴.
𝐬𝐿𝐴. I don't know why I find that name so funny.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be working with me. The construct next to her is for her work.
Beep. Construct. Beep.
Did she just go cross-eyed? Paimon, pull it together.
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And, is this the latest technology from the Akademiya?
No.
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your subordinate?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation. To be perfectly honest, I've always longed to go on a mission with someone as well known as yourself.
There's no need for flattery.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district. We will carry out the operation there.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
A guard immediately brings over a map. Sino circles the location.
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites and capture all of them. Any questions about the time or location?
None at all, sir.
Good. See you then.
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Akademiya. And now, we're going to strike back against that massive pillar of
I
power.
can't wait to knock it over.
Get ready. We will move out in 2 days.
Through the pre-dawn night. Like, this sounds like it's about to get crazy. Is it gonna get Raiden Shogun crazy? I don't know. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna end it right here. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna split these parts up. So if you guys see an intro and outro, just know, like, I'm just splitting all of these things up, and we're just gonna keep continuing where we left off every single time. At least for now. Just for now, because this was a lot. I'm pretty sure this could be like a good 2-3 videos, because I've been recording for almost 2 hours, like straight, since the video I recorded earlier today. So, and that's already an episode in itself. So like I said, this one might be a good 2 to 3 parter. I don't know, but I'm gonna stop here at this part. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Please make sure to give this a thumbs up, as well as subscribe and hit that bell button. That way you guys are always notified when I'm making new content, and to head on over and follow my social medias, you know, Instagram and the Discord. And I will see you guys in the next part. So